Okay, so hello and welcome back to another Discord bot JavaScript tutorial. In this one we're going to be covering 2 or 3 different things depending on how much time we have, how the video goes on. The 2 things I definitely want to cover are, first of all, changing the bot's status so that, as you see here, it just says tutorial bot. But if you go into my main server, which I'd recommend joining, links in the description if you haven't already, got all these channels, all these people giving help. One thing I want to mention about the server quickly is, please, anyone who joins, some people just join and end up sending screenshots of their problems where there's red underlinings. The whole point in the red underline is to tell you, there's a problem here, and generally if you have a red underline and you mouse over it, it'll tell you what the problem is. Or like just simple like bracket errors or typing, like typos. Like from now on, we're probably not going to really respond to those because we'll put in time to help people who have like genuine problems, but some people just either don't watch the video properly or they come and try and make something like a Discord bot without any programming knowledge at all. Now, I know it's a beginner series, but that's more of like a beginner series into bot making. Like this isn't a series on how to learn JavaScript. Like if you want, you go learn some JavaScript basic tutorials or Python or C# or basically any programming language. Just learn the basics of programming first because it would just make life a lot easier. Because some people just come and copy and paste the code or they just type it letter for letter. And then they end up getting problems and not understanding what half the code does or any of it at all. So even though we are here to help you, we're here to teach more so than help. So we don't want to just copy and paste your code and just give you, oh, this is the problem. We want to say, well, read the error message, your problem's here, it tells you what the problem is, so try and fix it. It's a lot better. So that's that. Anyway, if you look at our bot, we have a thing under it, the status. So like if someone's playing a game like this guy playing Black Sword, the bot is playing. I mean, you can change it from playing, but there's a few default. There's only like 4 you can choose between. I'll go onto the documentation to show you. So you can choose like a status. I put it as a question mark command, so that's the command for getting commands. If I just like go down somewhere and I put like commands, it's like, hi Daffodino, sent you a thing that says commands. Here you go, and here's all the commands basically, like what they are and what they do. So kick, admin only, kick site. Yeah, I've already got the kick command there. So we're going to add the status, obviously with Daffodino, whatever. You can do what you want. So we're going to do that first. Then we're going to do kicks and bans. So I'll just make a kick and a ban command for admins only, obviously. And then if I have time, I'll cover the same idea that I've got with the suggestions in the main server. So you can do the suggest command and then leave a suggestion which gets saved to a text file kind of thing. Just showing you how to do all that. But first, let's do this. So, oops, terminal. So we want to do the status. Now, you can set the status wherever you want, but you want it to be there when the bot starts. The problem is if you set it before the bot comes online properly, it's not going to set it. So you want to make sure the bot's online. And how do you know that happens? Well, when it happens, it calls the bot.onReady event. So remember, these are events. So like this gets called when the bot's ready. This gets called when someone joins a server. If you want to go look at the list of those, then obviously you can go in here and you can search events. You get WS event type here, all the different ones. So these are all the different events. These get called at different times, so ready, resume, whatever. I don't know what all of them do, but you can go, if you find them. I think it's like client.on. You'll find it somewhere on here. It's probably client. Yeah. So like here are all the events. So if you want to know what one does, then you just click on it and you'll say select guild member add when a user joins the guild, so on. And guild is what Discord called servers. So we want to do it when the bot's ready. So here we go. Any code you type in here, the bot will be ready at this point. So we want to set its status, and that's quite simple to do. Like this is the easiest part of the video. So what you can do is you can, first of all, it's a very easy command called like .setActivity. So I mean, I might start going through because people don't seem to know how to use the documentation. Like what will happen is they'll have a problem, we'll link them to that part of the documentation, then they'll say, I don't know how to use documentation. So I'm going to use it alongside the videos to explain how it works. So we want to set activity. Now, I guess you don't, well, you're setting activity, so activity. Oh look, activity type. Now this doesn't really tell you as such, that just says like the 4 kinds. So if you do a .set activity, client user .set activity. So you see here, it takes in a name, which is compulsory, and anything in the brackets in here means optional. So, and then you see here's an example. So this is really helpful for the URL. Now, as you see here, for the options, you can pass in the actual thing, old URL, blah blah blah, what type. You can modify this quite a bit, but let's go back to our code. I want to make sure I keep going to the right one because one's for the bot running in the other server. So we want to do, as you see, like this is okay. So we have a client. So this is bot. Remember, client is what they call it. We've called it bot. If we called it client, whatever. So .user .set activity. We have called it bot, haven't we? Yeah. Bot.user.set activity. And then if you see here, it says, well, name string. So in the other one, the name string thing is just, it's what it says under it. So what do you want to do? We'll just say, let me say FCT2, like teaching my viewers. Whatever, you can put it what you want. Then comma. And this goes to the next bit. So this is the options. Now you put it inside of an object thing with the curly braces, and you put, well, what's the different things you can have? You can have a type, what's that? URL and a type, or a type. Now what question mark means after the things is it means they're optional, so you can have them or not. So you don't have to have an options, but I'm gonna have an options. So I'm gonna have what type is. So we'll put type. Let me just put this back now. We don't really, as you see down here as well. The thing, comma, that. So let's put this back up now. So what type should we have? There's 4 different types, if you remember correctly. So I can just go show you that as well. Activity type, we have playing, streaming, listening, and watching. It just, doesn't matter what it is. It's just whatever you want it to say. So I could say, like playing this, streaming that, whatever. So let's just put it as playing. So put playing. It even gives you the options there, to be honest. I don't know if you need it in all caps. I think it wants it in all caps. It might not matter, but playing. So now if we go run the bot after saving, that's another thing. Loads of people have been having problems, and it's just because they haven't saved their code, which is quite silly because you should just do that anyway, to be honest, in my opinion. But I see here, bot, playing, teaching my viewers. I know that sounds stupid, but that's it. You can set the status. We can tweak that to be whatever we want. We could say streaming. Whoops. Node. So you could just set it to say that, and then go back. Now it hasn't updated yet, but it will update. So, see here, it says live on Twitch teaching my viewers. So even though it's not true, you can get it to say what you want. So let's put it back to playing. Okay, that's the first part of the video. Let's move into the next bit. So the kick and ban commands. So let's go create a new command. Let's create a new folder in here called like admin, and then inside admin we'll add a new file called like kick.js. Okay, and we'll just take one of these and copy it. Actually, that's probably not the best one to copy because it's got loads of. Let's just take a simple one. Yeah, there we go. It's a simple one to copy and paste. Okay, let's just quickly do the normal stuff. So kick command. Kick command. Then we'll just get rid of all the code inside here for now. And then name kick. So the command is like $kick. It's not simple, it's in admin. And I'll just put like kicks a user. Okay, and then the last thing we need to do for this is go back to our index thing. And because we've got a new folder that we're putting commands in, we need to do bot.registry .register group, and we've called it admin. So admin, like so. So now it reads commands from that folder as well. It's just to keep it nicely organized. Let's go into admin. So here's our kick command. Now I'm going to be making it the exact same way I made my the kick command for my other server. To be honest, it's the same command. It's pretty simple. So what we need is we need to use args, because args is obviously the arguments we get back, and we're gonna format the command like this. So let's say I have my friend in here. I just invited him. He's obviously like not online now, but I can still kick him. So if we do we want to do $kick at the terminator like that. That's what we want to do. Now obviously it's not a command, so it's not going to do it yet. That's how we want to do it. So we want kick and then at the person. So first of all, we need to get the person that we're kicking. So we'll say let like kick to user equals, and then we want to get the person that we've added, that we've mentioned. So the way you do this is you just say message, so the message that I sent, dot guild, so the server it was sent in, dot member, and then this means like we're going to be getting a type of member from the server. So this is like, when I put something in here, it's kind of like searching the server for our members to find this person. So if I just did member, and I could put in like type name and then that guy, but we want it to be depending on who we mention in the actual command. So we'll say message dot mentions, which basically, you know, who you mention, dot users, so it's got the list of users, and then we'll just do dot first, which basically means that if they like mention multiple people in their command, it would just get the first one, but they should only do one anyway. So there we go. This kicked user variable has reference to the person we mention, like their user object. Then we're going to do check. We're going to say if not kicked user, meaning that if they don't at someone, if we basically it's saying if kicked user is equal to null or is equal to false or is equal to, you know, if it doesn't exist, we're going to do this. So we're just going to say like message dot channel dot send, and then we're going to send what we're going to send. We can send something just like sorry, I couldn't find that user. And then what we can do is we can just do return, which means that it then breaks out of the whole command. We don't want to do anymore. We want to do another check. We want to say if, and then we want to check for permissions on the person that did the command to make sure they're admin, because if they're not admin, we don't want to do it. So if message dot member dot has permission, and if you, as you see here, these are all the different permissions you can check for. There's, as you see, 21 more. It won't tell you on here, but if you go to has permission, member has permission, permissions. Where's the list of them? There's a list somewhere of the permissions. Let me just go back for a second. I don't know where the big list is of all the permissions. It doesn't really matter, to be honest, unless they're on here. Oh, there we go. Yeah, these are all the different things you can check for, all the different permissions. So you want to say basically if they have, the best one to check for is manage messages, because that's what everyone seems to do, and it's the one for it's one of the admin related things. So we'll just put manage messages. So if they do not have that, so we'll put an exclamation mark. If they do not have this, then we want to say to message dot channel dot send you don't have the privileges to kick other users, that kind of thing, and then we'll return. And then these are the two things that stop us from doing the command. Now we want to actually do the command, so we can just kick them now, to be honest, or we could like do a nicer little thing in the channel. We'll just kick them first. So what now you need to do is you simply need to do oh, we also need to have a reason. We could do a reason too. So basically yeah, let me just console log args quickly. I'm just going to make sure whether args is does it include the I'm getting lost. So yeah, it's just the args. So args 0, because args is a list, so it's a list of all the things afterwards. So we want to basically ignore the person and then just get everything after that. So what we can do is we can say something like let words equal args dot split. No wait, args is already a list. So we'll say let reason equal, and then we can say it's args dot slice, and then we're going to say where they're going to slice from. So we want all the words after and including index 1, because index 0 is a thing. So then we'll say dot join. I want to join it with spaces. That should be fine. Let's go check that out quickly. So we'll console.log reason node dot. So we're gonna go and say we want to kick that person for like bad language or something like that. Okay, args.slice to join. How about what is args? Because let me just comment this out. Alright, kick at terminator for blah 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 blah. Okay, so yeah, it's not in a list, it's just a string that is split up at the spaces. So we want to say yeah, I was right. The way I was doing it first is right. So I was put like something like let words equaled args dot split at the gaps. So that puts it into an array, and then we can say the reason is words dot slice, one like that, and then we'll do reason. Basically, we want to get their reason for the ban, because when you ban someone, you actually send them the reason. Like if you go to ban someone, or if you go to kick someone, I think it's the same. You have to give them a reason. You could just leave it blank, but so kick at terminator for bad language. Then as you see down here, we get the variable reason is just the bad language part. That's good. Okay, now we can finally do the kick bits. So we can do message.guild.member, and then the person we're kicking, so kicked user, dot, and then you can run things on them. We want to kick. Kick is a thing, and you see all it passes in is a reason, and it's optional, but we're going to pass in reason, like so. And then we can just do an error catch in case this doesn't work, so we'll then just console.log it, and then we'll catch that console.error. Whoops. Okay, so that's done. Let's just quickly test this out, and if it works, I'll do the ban one, but we can't prove it because he's like AFK and he won't join back. But let's just make sure we can kick, because it's the same premise for the ban. So kick at terminator for being bad. Boom. It kicked him from the server, and it'll have said to him being bad, and as you see here, we console.log what happened, the guild member. Here we go. So that works. That's the kick command done. Now the reason you might want to actually have a kick command rather than just the kick button is so that well, first of all, you can limit like certain people to being able to kick and not ban all this, and it kind of means you don't have to do it with roles. You could just well, they do have to be admin. It's up to you. You can do this exactly how you want, but the benefit to it is you can actually log kicks and bans a lot better than having to go through the audit log thing. It's much better, different ways of doing it. Let me just quickly check the time of the video. Yeah, I'm just going to do the ban one, and I think that'll be it for today. So the ban command, I'm just going to copy, make a ban.js, make a copy, make a ban command, and then to be honest, we can just for the sake of keeping it nice, banned user, bans a user, banned user, like just changing all this. Dot ban. There you go. It's basically the exact same thing, to be honest. That's that. Don't think there's anything else to. There's ban reason, ban command, ban. So that's that one. You have to ban other users. You can put that. So that's that command done actually. Now, is there anything else I really want to mention in the last bit of the video? Because it's the summer holidays, I've been quite busy when it comes to videos. I've been helping a lot in the Discord, but I've been doing other stuff as well, like besides it. Like I've just had Discord ready to help when I've been like had a free minute. When school starts again in like 2 weeks' time, when I'm back at school and into like a normal routine and not doing stuff all the time, then I'll try and get back to doing daily videos, like once a night, like 20-minute videos. It's not too hard to keep up with. Obviously, just be patient till the end of the summer holidays. I'll try and get a few more videos out between now and then, but I'm really busy, so yeah. If you want to help support, then obviously leaving a subscription would mean the most, apart from just watching the videos in general. Obviously, join the Discord, be part of the community, share this stuff wherever you think people might find it useful. And yeah, so there's not much more to say than that. If you do join the server, you might want to look at the progress of our own bot and our website and stuff we're all working on. It's currently like in development. There's nothing you can really do on it yet, but we're making good progress on it. We've added stuff like connections to API, so, our own API, so that when you do certain commands, it speaks the API, and when someone adds like an FAQ to the server, when one of the admins adds an FAQ, it also gets added to the website on an FAQ page, so it's all synced up. I mean, like, if I quickly go onto our bot over here, make sure I don't show anything I'm not meant to show, like secret codes and numbers and stuff. Like here, people can leave tickets. Now this obviously looks a lot more complicated. So this is all on the GitHub page anyway. We can go, if I go to the add FAQ, so here's like the FAQ thing for our server, right? So I'm not actually going to run the command because it will, well actually no, I could run the command just to show. I'll run the command. What I'll do is I'll comment out this. This is the line that basically makes it speak with the API. Let's just do, this bot works a bit differently. It's a lot more complicated, so I'm just not going to bother going into that. At least not right now. You can go look on the GitHub page, as I've said, if you want to see that. Let's go to the server. So if I go to the Daffodano coding, let's just get rid of these. This is just me testing earlier. So if you look in the FAQ channel, we have these FAQs, so question, answer, whatever. We want that to be synced up with the website. So rather than making our own little embed thing like that, we got the bot to do it. Now, what we can do is we can do, watch. So add FAQ. Now, rather than doing one of those things where you add like thingy and then like a slash thingy, rather than making that really awkward, we have a nice new system that me and Mickey have been working on over the last 2 days, and we've got it up and running now. It works fine. We've got so add FAQ, send. Then the bot responds with like Daffodano, enter a question. So I'm gonna go enter a question. So it's like how do I do this ? Then it takes away both those things and it says enter answer. You simply do this. Then it asks you, would you like to add a resourceful URL? Enter yes if so, otherwise no. Now obviously pressing no will just end it and send one of these little embeds with a Q&A, like 2 things like that. So let's just say yes. So yes. Enter URL. Okay. This URL here is quite useful, right? So let's put like URL in. So enter URL mask. Just put like discord .js permissions send. Then boom, it makes a little embed. It says, how do I do this? You simply do this. Useful resource discord.js permissions. Now, if I had not commented that line here, if I had not commented that, whoops. So if I didn't comment that, what it would do is it would run our own API request handler, and it would send it to the API. So if I go to up here and I go like Daffodano API FAQ, just give it a second. This is part of like the backend for the website, and this is going to be linked up to the FAQ section on the website. So any FAQs in the server are going to be on the website. Obviously, if any of you are hanging around now, this is just like an extra. It's not part of the tutorial as such. Now, I'm hoping it's actually up and running now because Mickey on the server, who's kind of like hosting it, he is away currently, but I'm sure he's just left it off. It's just being really slow at the moment for some reason. Go on, everyone's seen enough of the REM background. While that's loading. So yeah, on the website, this is how you use the documentation. So if you've got something dot something, so like let's say you've got member dot I don't know, message dot author. If you want to look at that, you just do dot author. And as you see, it comes up with all the things that you can get author of. So you can get author of an embed, of a message, of a blah, blah, blah. You can get, oh, here we go, it's loaded, I'll show you in a second. So if there's an element or like a thing you want to get, so like you want to get someone's username, dot username. Here are all the things you can get username of. Client user, user, well, that's it, those two. So those are the two kinds of data that you can get dot username from. So if you want to have a go look at client user, it takes you to the client user page, but scrolls you down to the dot username part, which means that if you already know the type, so you want to see what, you have a message.member, and you might want to see, what can I do with member? Well, this is all the stuff you can do with access to a member. You can, check. So these are all checks. So you can say, if you put member.afk voice channel, it's the AFK voice channel for the server they're in currently, or whatever. I don't know. Or whether it's so it passes a voice channel. So as you can see here, it tells you the return types. So if you did like something dot available, then also, am I on guild? Yeah, I'm on guild. Sorry, I was meant to be on member. Member. It's guild member. How about if I go guild member and then I just say guild member. There we go. So this is a member. So a member dot bannable. If you do like if blah blah dot bannable, it does a boolean type because it's whether they're bannable or not. By the client user, you can check all this stuff. It's so useful. It gives you everything you could possibly ever need. Discord.js has supposedly everything possible. Because how it works is Discord has certain features, and Discord.js, the people who work on it, work with the actual official Discord API and all that lot, and make a nice library for it, so you have like simple functions to use. What Discord.js is a library, is a wrapper for the Discord actual API, because the Discord API is just available, and people make their own libraries for it to make everyone's life easier. So there's Discord.js, Discord.py, there's all the different Discord libraries for different languages and whatever. Discord.js is probably the best maintained and most popular, so I use it, and there's lots of tutorials on it anyway and different things. So yeah, here's the API. It looks ugly. Basically, yeah, it's a thing on the web, and as I add FAQs, it adds them onto here. So if you look here, for example, the first FAQ in the thing was something stupid, just like why. This was like a test one. Why does this channel show the message you have no permissions? Because only staff can do it. So if you look here, it says ID 13 because it's in a database at number 13 because we've been messing around and have some like ones before it. Description null. Question: why does the channel show the message you have no permission? Answer: because only staff can do it. Resource link null because there's no link. Then if we go down and look at the, I like to start learning C#, where I go to this place. All right. If I go to the, here we go. So ID 17, question, I'd like to start learning programming C#. Where to start? Answer, there's no real answer to this question, blah, blah, blah. So if I keep going along, where is it? Here we go. Resource link. Well, I've lost it on here. It's in its own object, and it has a display name of Microsoft Virtual Academy and the actual link of HTTPS, this, that, the other. So obviously if I just took that and then went search, I missed off the H, but this is where it takes you. But anyway, there's a lot going on, a lot of busyness for me to be getting on with. I'm still going to obviously try and help you guys, but just understand that I'm a busy person as well. I have stuff to do. But yeah, thanks for the support. The channel's been growing like pretty well. I'm almost at the point where YouTube are going to start, giving me that $1, but it's not going to be a lot, and I don't really care. It's just interesting to see that the channel's actually got to that point almost. It's nearly there. So yeah, just keep watching the videos. That's the most that you can do for me. Well, you can do anything you want, to be honest, but that's enough. Or subscribing, or anything, or taking part in the server. I keep saying this all the time, but keep growing the server. Get a lot of people in here talking about whatever, learning, coding, teaching each other. It's just a good community to be part of. I've let this video drag on far too much, so thanks for watching, and goodbye.